going on, guys?
I'm on time.
Hey, breaking news. I got my Severin order.
Oh, it's blurry, but it's there.
I told you I'd have revenge.
Here's the thing. We were legitimately recorded 2 weeks ago.
Yes, we did, yes.
And I still haven't fucking gotten my shipping email.
I know. You're getting to a point where you're going to have to ask them soonish. Not immediately, but like...
And they're like, well,
pulling
everything's
that
going
line.
to be shipped out by the 13th. It's fucking tomorrow's the 20th.
I actually have something getting around to me from California right now, which may be some of the same stuff you bought.
It's possible.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Mine's scheduled to get here on the 21st.
I'm going to shoot Jason Duran a message. He's
Do
my
you not
friend.
have that on USPS where you can check and see packages coming to you?
So the thing is, you can.
They haven't shipped it yet, Chuck.
Right, and plus, even if they do, nowadays the problem is that they'll ship it, and then it'll sit there and say, pre-shipping, waiting for label for like 3 days, basically, or longer.
Let me tell you what's odd about that is I had for about a week or two a label created from Vinegar Syndrome that was coming to my house, and then it just vanished. It said label was shipped, and it was just sitting there, and then all of a sudden one day the order shows up, and it never had even went through USPS. Like it never had went through the scans. It just showed up. So odd times at the old post office. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just hoping maybe to show up for you without it even. I mean, they didn't give you
thinking yours
notification.
Because of that's for Fulci. I mean, Fulci's for fake. I keep thinking that they said everybody was going to get delayed, but for some
I saw
of them,
somebody with it today. Somebody had one of those today. So.
Plus, so let's be clear. They said they were going to ship things by the 13th. They also said a series of items that they were going to ship they are now out of, and they're waiting for additional copies of them, which also could be affecting you.
But it can't be any of the limited edition stuff.
Which wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, maybe to show up. You know, I mean, it's obviously got to show up, or they got to give you your money back. None of these. I mean, did you get anything that's just ungettable again? Like if something happened, you had to reorder everything. You still do that, right?
Did you order Blood on Satan's Claw?
I did.
Maybe that would be one of them, but I doubt that they would be out of stock on that when he ordered it.
Right, because I ordered it.
That was already
first day
to be. You know, that was preset to be a certain amount. They had as many as they were going to have. That was that. So.
Well, I know I
was invoiced for that, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My Lindsay Bava set showed up.
Lindsay Baker.
Yes, not Bava. Bava's who we're talking about here in a minute.
I got that one for you, W.
Oh, Chuck.
I did watch those.
That's good, buddy.
We'll come back another day, you know.
Eventually. I haven't got to mine yet.
Yeah. Well, today, though, however, we're going to Beyond the Door Part 2.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It is actually
AKA,
yeah, go ahead.
AKA Shock.
Yeah, it's Mario Bava's Shock. It's actually how I saw it the first time was I have a list in my phone of all the 35mm movies that I've seen. And one thing they did in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, since about 2012, is they do what they call the Italian All-Night Splatterfest. And the first time they did it, they did Nightmare on a print called a print called Nightmare, which was Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. A print called Grim Reaper, Anthropophagus. A print called Screamers, which was Island of the Fishmen, which I really, really, really need to get a hold of a copy of that. A print called Beyond the Door 2. So that's where I saw my copy of Shock first time. And a print called City of the Walking Dead, which is Nightmare City.
Right.
And they've pretty much done it every year since then. But yeah, that was the first time I saw it.
I mean, I saw this in high school, but it was Shock.
Yeah.
Well, where has it been Beyond the Door 2? Is there a release? What they call Beyond the Door?
Supposedly America. Like, that was the thing. Yeah. Beyond the Door 1 did absurd business in America. And so Bava did Shock. We'll get to this maybe later. It's his very last film before he passed away. And when they went to distribute it in America, the American distributors went, well, you've got the same child actor from Beyond the Door. you kind of have a bit of a possessionist element to it. Let's put it out like this and see if we can coattail ride. And apparently that helped it make pretty good money in America, basically.
I didn't realize that was the same kid.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
It's what, like
The more you know.
Yeah, that's the
5-year
weird thing.
difference?
Something like that. All of these movies, including the one we're going to do next episode, on some level, even if it's just the barest thing of an actor or a producer, do actually have a connection to it, even if they have no plot connection whatsoever.
Well, I know the third one.
Mm-hmm.
But
now I got this on a triple pack from Blue Underground a long time ago. I don't necessarily remember the other two movies that were on it, but I think I have the other two on solo Blu-ray releases now. And the reason I say a triple pack is this thing still isn't on Blu-ray anywhere. Right?
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the things I was going to say tonight is, oh my God, they need to stop with putting out like the same stuff on 4K before they put out certain other things on Blu-ray. A couple days ago, they posted a picture of, does anybody know what this is from? And it was a picture of the sign for Potter's Bluff, which everyone takes to mean they're going to do a 4K restoration of Dead and Buried. And I'm like, you put out Shock 8 years ago on DVD, according to your website. You've never done anything with it since then. And no one else has. There's never been another company, because other companies have picked up some of the stuff from back then, and put out their own Blu-rays of them. Now, this movie needs a Blu-ray.
Before Blue Underground put Shock out on DVD, there was another one, wasn't there?
Probably Anchor Bay.
Yeah. I don't know what
happened. I have
like
that,
Anchor
but...
Bay, yeah. Anchor Bay put out a bunch of stuff, and then somehow Blue Underground put out a bunch of stuff right behind it. So
and most of those were honestly exactly the same, as in they would have the same extras, kind of thing. So, I think that's what happened with this one, is they literally took the exact same extra from the Blue Underground, from the Anchor Bay one, and just right over.
Yeah. Of course, this one here also happens to star Dario Argento's wife.
Ex-wife.
Oh,
yes.
Was she ex-wife at the time?
No. I don't know.
No.
I don't remember.
She wasn't at the time. Yeah. She is now.
Yeah. Yes. Movie looked. I ended up revisiting this on Tubi, and it looked pretty rough on Tubi.
I watched my old DVD, so I can't speak.
Yeah. I don't know where my DVD is because it's boxed up down here somewhere. I watched it on Tubi.
Yeah, you can tell it wasn't no HD transfer.
How do you mean rough? Does it look like a DVD or?
It looked old.
There's no HD transfer of it, so.
That's what I'm saying. Like my DVD. Granted, I watched it on a portable Blu-ray player, so there's a bit of upconvert there, but it looked fine from my DVD copy. So if they're using the same transfer from the DVD for Tubi, I don't know.
And then some standard def things don't look great on like 4K TVs, or at a certain level on an upconvert it gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just goes to show again that this needs a HD transfer at least.
Yes, it does. You could build an entire thing out of just the fact that it's his last movie.
Somebody get Lustig on the phone now.
I know, right? You could talk to Daria Nicolodi, go find the child actor again.
Maybe there's some sort of weird rights issue, although somebody put it on Tubi, which I'm assuming is Blue Underground.
Most likely, because a lot of the Blue Underground stuff is on Tubi.
Yeah, so maybe it'll get, fixed.
Yeah, so let's get into it. So this was 77. When was the first Beyond the Door? Somebody. 71?
73, I want to say. Let me check.
Well, let me grab my copy. Oh, I don't have one yet.
mine's not down here anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, mine's in the other room.
Okay. Well,
anyway, it's a few years. It's. I think it's 74.
Yep.
Well, we were both wrong. Anyway, so this really has nothing to do with Beyond the Door. It is a possession film, and it's Italian.
And it's got one common actor.
You're right. The son in Beyond the Door is the son in this one.
I assume there's not the same name, right?
No. Actually.
No.
I don't know what his name was in the first one, but in this one his name's Marco.
Yes, it is, as we are told many times.
Yeah.
I will say, if you want to have fun with it, you can pretend it's a sequel legitimately and claim that, he just kept being demented and evil and possessed by Satan, killed his whole family, and then got picked up by another family, but that's just playing with it in your headcanon.
So, Lamberto Bava, his son, was actually a writer on this.
think he partially directed some of the scenes too, supposedly.
That sounds about right. And again, yeah, stars Daria Nicolodi. So you've got Dora, her new husband Bruno, and her son Marco. They move back into her old home, which is like a huge coastal home, um, overlooking the sea and all that. And
It's supposed to be
she
in
never,
San Francisco or California, isn't it?
yeah,
Something like that.
and she didn't want to go back there. She's owned the home this whole time, and they'd never, Marco doesn't remember because he was so young, and the new husband's never been there before. But because her ex-husband was a junkie, tried to kill them, and then killed himself. And she doesn't want any part of that, but they're like, hey, it's this awesome, great big home. We don't have to pay for it. You already own it. Let's move in. So they do. And little things kind of trigger her memories, like, because all their shit's still there. Like, the big thing is like a giant ceramic white hand for some reason. Yeah. Like the statue.
What an art.
And it triggers a little bit of flashback for her. She has a party with all of her friends. They all come back over. Haven't seen her in a long time, and her former doctor. And apparently, I think she had a little bit of mental illness as well. But certain things start happening, and she thinks it's her ex-husband.
Yep.
Or his spirit.
Well, yes, of course, because he's dead. He killed himself.
Yes. As we are told many times.
Yes. Repeatedly. Well, I mean, I thought it was good for what it was. It's got some slow parts to it, but
It's definitely a little longer needs to be.
I'm a fan of Bava's work, though. Even when his son was obviously piggybacking in on it a little bit. Well, I don't say piggybacking. I mean,
he was sick. I don't remember
Yeah.
how long it was before he fully sick. He was definitely declining at the time.
But I think it builds some tension. It builds up to some moments. It has a good payoff. I don't know her name, but Argento's ex-wife. I think she does a good job in it. Like I said, it's something. It deserves probably more attention than it gets. Although, like I said, I've never heard it ever be called Beyond the Door 2 until we did this show.
I mean, I've seen a print of it, so I know for a fact that it definitely was released that way because I've fucking seen it that way. But it's sad because when I watched it the first time, of those 5 movies I mentioned, that was the one I saw it and I was like, holy shit, that was amazing. Like it was something that like I'd never seen it before, I'd never heard of it, and to this day it still was one of the ones that was like that's one of my favorite ones I ever saw on 35mm. But I hadn't watched it since then, so I watched it again for this to see if it kind of still held up. And I told my wife afterwards, I said it's weird. I see flaws in it now. Like I agree with you. Its biggest mistake is that it is too long and too slow. But also, I can't think of a lot of other movies that like disturb me on some level internally like it does. Whether it be that the Bavas, I should say, writing and directing, are playing a little bit with, son loving the mom too much, or the degree to which she's having these night terrors. Even my personal favorite thing about why favorite being in quotes, you mentioned needs more attention. We've talked off show about how a lot of movies people go, this is an underrated classic that people need to hear about again, and it's like a remake of something that really isn't that great, but everybody suddenly champions it as if it's some forgotten thing. No one talks about this movie.
They really don't. When it comes up to...
What was that? What were you pointing at, Chuck?
I was signaling somebody off camera.
Okay. But no one talks about it. And
of all of Bava's films, it's rarely mentioned.
And I was reading reviews a little bit afterwards, and a lot of them basically are like, it's not that great. It's lesser Bava. It's this like really talking down to the movie. I'm like, I don't understand this because like, especially now, in the climate we're in now, this is at its core, beyond all of the possession and the horror. This is about a movie. This is a movie about a woman who says XYZ thing is happening. And her husband says, no, it's not. Go see your doctor. Take some more drugs. And the climate we're in right now is that movie should be talked about more. That movie should be heard of more. I have this book. Let's see if it goes blurry or not. It's called House of Psychotic Women. It's by Kirla Janice. It's about, 350 pages? On 10 of those pages in the book, somewhere, somehow, whether it be a picture, a review, a mention of it, the movie's mentioned in here because this book is about female neurosis in horror movies. It's a poster child of that kind of stuff, as well as a poster child of, no, you're just imagining it all in your head. And no one talks about it, and it's sad.
So someone came prepared.
Yes, I did. You have no idea how much when you said you didn't want to do it last week. I was just like, are you kidding me?
Sorry, buddy.
But
It's okay.
I had some issues last week.
I know.
Yeah. That you mentioned.
Here's one of them.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
It got very uncomfortable.
Poison ivy.
During some scenes.
That's why I keep moving. I've got it on my leg. I've got poison ivy around my waist, all the way down to like close to my junk.
Mm-hmm.
So when I keep moving like this, it's because I'm trying.
You're good.
Calamine lotion can only do so much.
Yes.
I know.
But yeah, like the scene, especially the scene like where the son like jumps on top of the mom, and they're like just laying there, and he's just awkwardly staring at her. I think that was pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Which is meant to be, obviously. But I don't know. I think like I have to hear Mr. Williams' opinion on this movie before, but to me it's solid. But I feel like there's some parts that miss something. Something's missing. Maybe it needs a little more gore somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know where you would even put more gore into it, because it's not like there's a high body count or anything like that. It's legitimately like a haunting film.
Yeah.
And it really has like a lot to deal with. Is it really happening, or is it this woman's psychosis? Is it affecting Marco, the little boy?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously it is.
Some more relatives in there.
Yeah.
You could. I mean, it's almost like they try to throw her doctor into it at that party when he has the conversation with that other person.
And there's the fact that every so often you're not sure whether it's contained to the house or not, just how strong this is, basically through things that happen.
Yeah, because
situation?
Bruno, the husband, is a pilot, so he's gone like fucking all the damn time. And that's when all this shit is happening. When he's gone, and that's why he's like, "No, you're fucking crazy. Go see your doctor."
Mm-hmm. It's such a deep subject matter. I'm surprised Blumhouse or however you pronounce it, I'm surprised they hadn't got a hold of it and remade it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even that, not even just re-releasing it. This is something that somebody could remake right now and probably not change almost anything at all, which granted would defeat the purpose of a remake. But point being, it's that effective, in terms of, and relevant to what's going on.
Makes you wonder if this movie didn't somewhat inspire some of the styles of the guy that did Midsummer and all that.
Ari Aster.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I wouldn't say that would be.
You could see him doing a movie like this, a remake.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's do it right now. Let's get Ari Aster to reimagine
A24 films.
Yeah, reimagine Shock and get the woman from Hereditary in it.
There you go.
Hereditary was so fucking good.
Sign us a check. We want a producing credit. We're good to go.
Yeah, I just want a producing credit. Free copy of the 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this movie. I've always liked this movie. I think I told maybe one of you guys, I told somebody recently, that in high school, like, I had already seen this and I knew what it was. I rented it from our little hometown video store. And my cousin was just an amazing artist. And she was literally just Googling images of women to draw. And it really has, I don't think, anything to do, the cover art for this has really nothing to do with the film itself. But it shows a woman staring through a hole in a fence post.
Yeah.
And she had drawn this. And I'm like, I fucking love that movie. Danielle's like, I don't know what you're talking about. this is shock. And she's like, it's a picture I found on Google.
Yep. And the funny thing about that, you mentioned you don't think it has anything to do with it. You're right, because again, I came prepared today.
Good. I'm glad
picture
somebody
they-
does.
I know, right? No, I know, right? It's just this time. Give me once. The picture they use on the cover art and the poster, it's actually the same picture they used on a paperback or hardcover reprint of. You ever heard of "We Have Always Lived in the House"?
Yeah.
Yep.
The Shirley Jackson book, I think. Yeah, it's the exact same picture.
Interesting.
I don't know why they chose it, but it fits in a way because of what it is. But yeah,
We've always lived in the castle, maybe.
that
This same deal.
yeah. But the book
Okay.
that was based on, yeah,
Yeah.
the cover picture of her looking through the fence is direct from one of the
Yeah.
copies of that book.
This says Alexander Daddario, by the way, if anybody's interested.
We all have props today. Anyway,
that was a coincidence right there with that one.
but yeah, that's why she might have found it through one or the other. Again, nothing to do with the movie. They just chose it because they thought it looked good, I guess, or fit the tone. But yeah, it's a great poster though.
Oh, sure. I mean, the artwork's cool, and in all honesty, is one of the reasons why I rented it to begin with. And I mean, yeah, it's absolutely fucking nothing to do with the movie, but it's a great movie. I don't even know why, because I watched this at a young age on VHS, and I don't even know why that I enjoyed it, because it's slow. And then
It's also pretty deep. You said it was a young age, yeah.
Well, my cousin lived across the street. We were in like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. We'd walk across the street, and the dude would just let us take whatever we wanted back to his house, watch it, and bring it right back. So we went like through everything, and sadly, a lot of full moon stuff.
Well, that's gonna happen at any video store.
Maybe. And now here you are going back and revisiting full moon stuff recently, right?
I have been, except I remember getting Head of the House. Is that what it's called? Head of the House?
Family.
Head of the Family.
Head of the Family.
And because of the artwork when we were probably in middle school, and like, fuck, I've never revisited that movie since I watched it that day.
You ain't missing much.
No. But yeah, like, going back to this, it's a huge, deep subplot to the film. It's a little long, but it's an awesome movie.
Got a good ending, though.
Great ending.
Got a great ending.
That's what I remember most about it was the ending.
I mean, there's a good twist to it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I probably haven't seen this thing since it's been probably at least 6-7 years since I last watched it. And this is the first time I revisited it because I kept waiting for the Blu-ray. It never come. But
I don't understand. It's right there. It's waiting to be rediscovered.
Maybe there's no source.
That is the only thing I was wondering about. I don't know if anybody's ever asked him like why. Maybe there's some kind of damage to the source material or something. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll watch this and let us know.
There's got to be another print out there of it somewhere.
I hear William Lustig's a big fan of the Exorcast.
I mean, we've gotten Blue Underground screeners to review before.
Yep.
Years ago.
He's never tried to meet you at a convention, so he must be happy with you.
Very true.
Does Bill Lustig go to conventions?
He did a New York Fangoria I went to once, but all he really did was go up on stage and talk about running Blue Underground, and this was like a decade ago. So I
was going to say that Fangoria had to be.
Yeah, this is one of the very last ones they ever did. Yeah.
Well, if you want to listen to what Joe Bob says about him, he's often, trying to make people watch Maniac. It's like, sure, you don't want to bring Maniac Cop to watch? No, let's watch Maniac again.
Well, I mean, he loves Maniac.
Yeah. Apparently
There's a reason why it's always one of the first ones he puts out on a format, whether it's Blu-ray or 4K or
Zombie is the first because Zombie is the seller.
Yes, but then he goes.
But
to
Maniac, right after.
And then if he can keep getting you in for about 10 more movies, then he'll put Uncle Sam.
Yeah, Uncle Sam. Wonder what's next. Like, what's the next format? 8K eventually. 8K.
Be 6.
10K.
6K.
6K. Oh, well, he's probably working on that scan right now, Maniac.
There are 6 and 8K cameras out there. Red cameras are 8K.
Let's
That's what Lord
slow
of the Rings was
down
shot on.
technology, shall
Wouldn't it be great?
we? Let's slow it down.
There's a tech reviewer on YouTube, MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee, and he shoots all of his videos on an 8K red camera, and then drops it down to 4K.
I say nobody can watch it in 8K. So what's the point?
He drops it down to 4K because it's crispier. So he says.
Okay.
Or because he can have a fucking 50 gig 2-minute file and actually sit there and edit it. My computer is expensive and would shit a brick if I tried to do that.
If there's one good thing that came out of this pandemic, I got my television. I got my 4K TV. Got my 4K plate.
Mm-hmm.
Since I figured we're going to be stuck at home for a while, I might as well watch everything 4K. Now everybody wants to do 8K, 6K, whatever.
It's always a losing battle to try to keep up with technology, Chuck.
It'll be a while, buddy.
Kid, I'd get the Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64 is out now.
Yeah.
Well,
FOMO.
Luckily, in my opinion, Nintendo 64 was the last good Nintendo they ever made anyway, so I never upgraded after that.
I think James might choke you through the screen.
No, I'm good. I can't control the call. You can, not me.
Well, we got some Nintendo Wii fans up in here. Is that what it is? Some
and
GameCube, buddy.
Switch, GameCube.
I got, this ain't no tech podcast, or I'd be singing the praises of both PS4 and Xbox One, actually.
Like I said, I have no problem with PS4 and Xbox One, to say.
You don't like Nintendo 64?
I have an N64.
Yeah, that's why I love it. I love Nintendo 64.
I still have one. That's what I'm saying. It's in the other room.
Yeah. It never grows old like Shock from Mario Bava.
Nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I give it a 3, yo. Solid 3. Oh wow.
I was talking to my wife before this, and she said, because I was talking about what I'm going to do in the next thing, she goes, "You never review anything higher than 3.5, do you?" And I said, "Spoiler, I'm going higher than that today. 4.5.
Well, that's almost perfect.
Yeah, and literally, it's two things. It's docked because, like you said, it's too long and a bit slow.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why it also is so high is, it's great. I would normally go 4. I really can't remember the last time, and I've seen this movie before. I can't remember the last time I watched a movie and just kind of felt so creepingly off and uneased after watching it in a long, long time. And that's got to be worth an extra half, basically.
Absolutely. Like, Morgan watched this one with me. She'd seen it before. She liked it.
Of course.
Oh,
she just doesn't remember it.
She just don't like the new stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't like the new stuff.
Yeah.
Or Rad.
Yeah.
She came around to Rad. I mean, she wasn't like all about it, but.
Well, I can't tell you if I like it or not because I didn't get it. So
now
I'm never going to have it because I have to get rid of a testicle to get it now.
I'll sell you mine.
You sure want to put it that way? So you just said you had to get rid of a testicle, and you said I'll sell you mine.
I mean, my copy of Rad. Sell it to you for $250. $250. Friend price.
They got slipcase?
Absolutely.
How much for just a slipcase?
$200.
$500. So yeah. Higher.
Yeah. All right. What news we got this week?
Well, I think the top story, I think, Chuck, and you'll agree with me, is that right now, at this moment, as we speak, if you contact Mr. Chuck Connery, you too can own a lovely copy of Screwdriver.
There it is. It's blurry on yours, but...
Any better?
It's
nothing?
Blurry on mine. Oh, you got to go the further back you go.
The further back you go. But yes, you can own a copy of Screwdriver.
There it is. Now, when you put this in, this is DVD-R, by the way, all autographed, by me at least. Yellow case, which, automatically makes it work.
Yellow case is nice.
Professionally printed out covers. I ordered these online. These wasn't printed on a printer. They were printed on a printer, but they wasn't printed on a homemade printer I got at Walgreens. This is a real deal here. So, hope you like it. Put it on. It goes straight to the movie. But if you hit the menu, there is a menu, and there is an audio commentary on here. So
very nice.
And I don't know what the purpose it is, but there's also a UPC code on it as well. So good stuff. You can get it. Contact me. $20. PayPal. It can be yours.
I
You can reach
will
us on
put
Twitter,
Chuck's.
Instagram, etc. Yep.
I'll put Chuck's PayPal down here if you
In
guys want
this.
to message him. $20
Believe
shipped
me,
from the United States. It's not bad.
yeah, limited quantity. I'm looking at the box right now. Limited quantity remaining.
Limited to 100 copies.
Yes.
Yeah, not numbered, but they are limited to 100. Yeah,
Yep.
Not numbered though.
but not numbered.
All right,
Just in
Charles
case.
Band.
In case I ever want to find, stumble on or a box of them later on, in my warehouse.
Well, he'll find the VHS version of it.
Well, he'll order
I may
like 100 blue cases, and
I'll find.
Yeah, there you go. The limited blue case version of
I'll find the Blu-ray master later on, right? And be like, hey, guess what?
it.
I know you just bought the DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, some dude was online, like my friend Bob, and did like the Morbid Blu-ray. Whenever people was posted online, they was like, "When are you gonna do the Blu-ray?" And I was like, maybe one company do it someday. Here's DVD now. And old Bob comments below, I'll do the Blu-ray. And I'm like, no, you won't, because I'm doing DVD right now. So you can't do Blu-ray, at least not for at least a year or two.
Not
At least.
fair to people.
then poor Bob's house
Yeah.
burned down.
Yeah, poor Bob. Apparently, he still got his burner. Apparently, because he's trying to do Blu-rays, but he ain't gonna be doing Screwdriver no time soon though, because like I said, this here, get the DVD. Gotta come there.
Other news type stuff. Media Blasters apparently has remembered that they're a releasing company that does things other than porny anime. Because they've been showing a lot of pictures on Facebook of masters and materials for Roberta Findlay films. They announced today they're getting ready to do a Blu-ray of Blood Sisters. So
Blood Sisters.
That's a thing. Yeah, they've had the rights to the ones they're looking at before. I think the Oracle is one of them. It's just they haven't given them to anybody else. They still have all the masters and stuff, so they're working on all that. They've announced. People have found in the new Arrow Jodorowsky Blu-ray set cards that imply that Arrow is going to do a Cronenberg Crash Blu-ray.
Hopefully 4K.
Hopefully.
I found an Inglourious Bastards card in one of my DVD or Blu-rays I got.
Which one? You're talking about the original?
No, I'm talking about the Tarantino one.
Yeah, that was like almost a year ago.
Maybe they're going to do that.
Floating around.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird. I wouldn't expect to do that.
But it might not be a U.S. release.
Yeah.
Well, it was in the U.S. It
doesn't necessarily matter though. Usually.
Really, they're playing a weird game with it. So, but this was a Universal movie, right? So it probably would be region free, I would imagine, because Universal's like everything's region free usually when Universal's involved.
Mm.
But some people got their Flash Gordon 4K. I seen, and then some people
movies are coming out too.
I've seen people with it in hand, the Blu-ray with the case. I don't see anybody with the 4K. I guess they'll cancel their orders, but. Yeah.
The Pitch Black 4K got pushed back.
Oh,
in fact, 4K got pushed back and also does not have a slipcover yet.
It comes back like the end of the month now, and it was supposed to be out yesterday.
I don't know if I'll be getting any of these. Like I said, the warehouse that ships me my screeners from Arrow, they unfortunately had a corona outbreak, which has been apparently a pain in the ass just for everybody involved. Obviously, there's more important things than free screeners, when stuff like this is going on. But I've heard it may be a while before anything goes out. But at the same time, though, now, usually, nobody listening to this probably cares, but usually when you get this stuff, it comes from Pottstown, PA. Well, I currently have something on my calendar from Phoenixville, PA, the place you mentioned earlier, Newsby, which is conveniently 20 minutes from Pottstown. So maybe it's Arrow. Maybe it's the Blue. Maybe it's the 4K Blu-rays of House by the Cemetery and what's the other one that's coming out right now?
Daughters of Darkness.
New York Ripper.
New York Ripper and Daughters of Darkness.
Yeah. Well.
Ripper and those two come out next week.
Which two come out together? Okay, maybe it's them. Maybe them.
And then Daughters of Darkness is like October.
Yeah. Well, I heard they were still shipping some stuff, but only to priority websites. I don't know if I'm considered priority.
You should be, but anyway.
Should be. Well, I appreciate that.
There's a lot worse out there.
Yeah.
Hey.
A lot better, but a lot worse.
So, other news, Scream Factory is continuing to go diving back into their vaults to grab Corman stuff. So, I don't know if they have them back in stock still as we're recording this. They only are going to do 1,000 each of them. Attack of the Crab Monsters and Death Sport.
Ooh, they went deep. They went down to the bottom of the barrel on this. But now let me tell you something. Let me tell you my problem with this limited to 1,000 business. They don't say that's it forever.
No,
Okay?
yeah.
It's like
Well, actually,
with Deathstalker, you know.
I will tell you on that front, just so you know, the first two they did of this, which were
Mhm.
Caged Heat, Jackson County Jail double feature, and Streetwalkin',
Yeah.
they just posted 7 hours ago. They're down to their last 200 copies of those two.
Okay.
So they might legitimately be only doing 1,000.
Yeah, but then you have something like Deathstalker that sold out quick, super quick. And also it's like, hey, we did 1,000 more.
Mm-hmm.
If it's
Yeah.
not hand numbered, don't trust it. Okay?
It's true.
You know, Charles Band has a Magic Warehouse with everything in it.
Yep.
Maybe
Always seems to find
whoever
something new.
runs Screen Factory might have one of those warehouses. Both are located in California.
Sure.
So.
W can speak a little bit to this, so can I, which is Cult Epics, who, God bless them, they just love releasing the same stuff over and over again.
Nico.
They're doing what?
Yeah.
Guy from Cold Epics. His name's Nico.
Oh yeah. You know, love the death. Love his Necromantic and Necromantic 2 Blu-rays. Great. But Death. I have the slip-covered special edition one with the 2-pack. Yeah.
I used to have
they're doing Death Laid an Egg. Death Laid an Egg. Again, special edition Blu-ray. This one's going to have 2 different versions of the film. The old one, which is the one that I helped crowdfund, it's basically the movie as well as a isolated score track, a soundtrack CD. That's the majority of stuff on it. Plus, I think it's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Whereas this one, it's got a slipcover, of course, as well as an interview with the director, 2 versions of the movie, at least 1 commentary, I think. The first, I think he said like 100 pre-orders of it. They're going to get a 4 postcard set of 8 lobby cards.
Going all in with it.
But no CD soundtrack, so ha ha ha.
I literally have that Blu-ray like right over there, and I hate to admit this, I've never watched it. I don't know nothing
I haven't
about it.
either.
That's why he doesn't like you.
Why? Because I never watched it.
Because you didn't review his movie.
But I've watched everything he sent me, but that. That's the only thing I never got around to watching. And he said, I think it. What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, come at an awkward time. I never got around to it.
There was a movie that he had sent us that I didn't request. Never gotten around to reviewing it because it was at that time where Exorcast just ended.
Mm-hmm.
He emailed me probably the end of 2009 asking for the review. When it had been 5 years easy.
I don't know what movie it was.
I don't remember. It wasn't a horror movie.
Yeah.
It was like some sex film or some shit.
Yeah, Bunny Yeager things or one of those other things. Betty Page.
And I felt bad. I just never responded to him. And now he sent me an email and he's like, "Hey, do you want to review Death Laid an Egg?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but no, because we're not doing that."
You know,
we have the Blu-rays.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the movie, so.
He never would send me violent shit, the movie. Never would send to. Because apparently I'm tough on reviews and
violent shit, you said?
Violent shit, the movie.
I thought that we'll come back to that, what violent shit in general. But I thought Synapse had those.
They have the old shot on video ones. This was the remake.
Oh, okay.
I have it, but it's a German copy.
Yeah, I never got to see it because he said, he said I wouldn't like it, so he never sent it to me.
What I found really funny that he was teaming up with Jorg and those other 2 German directors to like champion German angst, and he didn't get to release it. Pretty sure Artsploitation released that.
Pretty sure.
But he was like all with them and doing videos with them and interviews and posting things and helping. It got made. They got funded. They made it. Cult Epics didn't release it. Blew my mind.
What's the deal with that?
You mean what's the deal with what the movie is, you mean? Or?
No, I mean, like, why didn't he release it?
I have no idea.
No idea. I mean, Artsploitation is supposed to have profane exhibit soon, from what I
No,
heard.
that's-
Like
No,
they've said
they
they're gonna
don't
have that.
They don't have it.
Well, no, I'm saying like somebody, I forget who it was, announced they
Unearthed
actually
Films.
Unearthed. Thank you. That's it. Damn it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. What
So
happened to Artsploitation, by the way? Remember when every release they put out was great? Remember
Yes.
that?
Well,
Like-
they actually, like, I think they went under and came back.
I think the head of the company also had a health issue for a while.
Yeah, very
It,
bad
it,
health issue.
I don't. Was it the head of the company? Because I know one of their
One of the important guys, yeah.
Someone up there.
I think their acquisitions guy actually passed away back
Maybe
when
it
we
was.
were still doing the podcast.
Yeah, maybe it was.
But I think the last movie of theirs that I got a copy of it to review on DVD, and we didn't get around to it, and then I actually bought the Blu-ray. But Luciferina,
I don't know if I still have that.
awesome. I loved it.
I may not have it. I may not even have it. Is it Blu-ray or DVD? Is it Blu-ray?
There's both.
Oh, I don't know. I'll check.
It's on
What
Shudder.
I heard, yeah, my
Watch it.
sources had told me, I may have it, had told me that the company like had sunk themselves basically by paying too much for their early acquisitions. You know,
Possible.
I mean, they had some great stuff like Wizard and all that.
Yeah. Oh, Withered was awesome. James, you liked that, didn't you?
I haven't watched my copy yet, but I know I'm going to love it when I watch it. I have it in the other room.
Do you have a DVD or Blu-ray of that?
DVD.
The Blu-ray is like on demand. I think there was.
Yeah,
I have
I've
a
never
DVD.
gotten any Blu-rays from Artsploitation.
Well, there for a while, their main retail ones were for some reason, BDR, but now they press all of them now.
Yeah.
But I've got them. Like I got a lot of them. I reviewed 90% of everything they ever sent me. The only ones I never reviewed there was like some, I don't know, some of them didn't really fit with what I cover usually, and I didn't ask for them. So if I don't ask for them, hey,
They review a lot of gay films, so
well,
they're not review. They release a lot of gay films.
There was that one, Chasing the Muse, which was basically just a guy lusting over women. So it was. I don't know if you've seen that
They
or not.
released one about a man and a boy, and I was just like, nope, can't do it. Sorry.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I can't do that one.
I don't-
Can't do it. I don't. I mean, we fucking Eli and I literally reviewed with that Angel of Death 2,
Ah, yes.
Andreas Beethman, and
Mhm.
like all those Andreas Schnage movies, and there was like legitimate gay sex in them, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. I can't do no.
No.
Yeah, but apparently they're back around and everything's good now, and I'm glad to see them there.
They're releasing movies.
I haven't really requested anything in a long time because I hate to say this, but they haven't really released anything that's really interested me lately. Like I don't think they really put out many horror movies.
They released Luciferina a while ago, like years ago, and I finally watched it. Like legitimately, I watched it right after we decided we were going to do this, like 3 months ago. And I watched it, and I was like, "Holy shit! Why didn't I watch this 4 years ago?"
I don't remember the name of it, but the last thing they sent me that I actually wanted to watch and I watched was some kind of home invasion movie, but I don't remember the name of it. It was like these these women were on like this vacation, and these guys just break in, and it gets pretty graphic with the violence. Like it gets pretty hardcore with the violence, and I don't remember the name of that, but that was pretty good. But that's the last one I really remember actually requesting.
Like I feel like they did a lot of like Argentinian, like South American films, and it's awesome because a lot of that stuff is not going to get picked up with any other company. I mean, some of those movies, like Unearthed or somebody could grab because they were pretty violent and pretty vulgar, and I can't think of the director's name, but he did shit. Is it Numbra?
Penumbra?
Yeah.
You said?
Yes.
I don't remember his name either, but yeah, he's from South America.
He's Argentinian. They released one of his movies, and because I watched that, I went back and watched like all of his stuff. And
I know he probably was on one of the ABCs of Death too because of that stuff.
But because of Artsploitation, I like sought after his stuff and pretty much bought everything I found. I even had to go as far as to import a hard box of one of his early films, and it was just fucking rough to watch.
You don't remember who this guy was or what the movie was you've seen?
I'll tell you.
Penumbra.
Yes.
Penumbra. Penumbra.
Penumbra. That was the movie was called Penumbra?
Adrian Garcia Bugliano.
That's it, Bugliano. Yeah.
And he co-directed half of his films with his brother Romero.
I don't think I've seen this Penumbra movie, which I should have. It's pretty old, isn't it? Like 2011.
Decently.
Eli and I reviewed it, but he also did late phases.
That's why he, there were certain movies he kind of got picked up on later on because of it.
Late Phases was an awesome fucking werewolf movie.
Yeah. I didn't really done Here today, though, but he did that as well.
Cold Sweat and I'll Never Die Alone. I'll Never Die Alone.
Cold Sweat was the big one. Yeah, that's the one that Dark Side picked up.
I'll Never Die Alone is the one I had to import, and it is just, it's rough.
Well, I think I like seeing that.
Lots of violence and rape. It's a rape revenge movie, but what's that?
No American version of that? No.
I doubt it.
I mean, if there is, it'd have to come from Diabolic.
Yeah. Well, I have to look into his stuff. I've seen, Here Comes the Devil, obviously, and I feel like I've seen that Penumbra. I remember hearing it, or maybe I just heard you guys review it back.
That's the thing. There was a time when his name was, I wouldn't say well known, but like he was an up and coming, thing that people kind of talked about the underground. That's what I say. You said Cold Sweat. I remember the Dark Side picked that one up, and was pushing that one. And people were talking about how great that one was. Yeah. On Amazon right now, all I'm seeing is one Region 2 release.
For $70?
I don't even see a price on it right now. I'm just seeing a Region 2 release. It says currently unavailable.
Yeah.
This doesn't say what region it is, though.
Yeah, mine just said Region 2.
Oh.
In other news,
anyway,
Scorpion.
That's somebody you need to check out for sure. Then sounds like.
Scorpions did a 9-film deal with MGM. Their first thing is going to be one of the many Jaws ripoffs. That would be Tintorera Tiger Shark, which was, what was the director? It's Rene Cardona Jr.
Starring Hugo Stiglitz.
Yes, Hugo Stiglitz.
I have no interest in these shark movies.
I don't blame you. There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them. Jaws was big.
So,
Jaws was
fun
big.
fact, when we didn't record last week, that opened me up to be able to go online at about 7:30 and watch the stream over Zoom of Black Museum's aquatic horror lecture.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. It was fine. It just felt like the guy was kind of, flying a little weird on how he did it in terms of how he presented it and stuff. I don't know.
So like most things over Zoom, it wasn't great. It was fine.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was good. It was fine.
Solid, but not spectacular.
Speaking of Spanish-speaking directors, Paco Plaza is working on a new movie called Grandmother.
Oh, I lost heard that name.
I don't know anything about it, but I was excited because I like him.
It was a good thing.
You get Fred Vogel's new movie right now. For $50.
A lot of people buy it.
Since we were on the topic of discussing German exploitation and absurdly violent things, let's talk Massacre Video. And alongside the fact that they decided that one thing that the world really, really needed in it was a 4K Blu-ray of Men Behind the Sun. Oof. That's coming up. They're also doing a box set that's going to contain Philosophy of a Knife, which is 3.5 goddamn hours long, first of all. Wow. And is just about as bad as that kind of a movie. As well as Nails and a movie called Visions of Suffering. Yes.
What is Nails?
Same director. It's like, okay, There's 3 movies on DVD that's been out of print from Unearthed Films for forever that everybody's been after. This is the 3.
Hi,
You
Chuck.
know, hello. So does this mean that now I can get these movies from you for cheaper, or does this mean I have to actually go and buy the box set?
What's the box set going to run?
I don't know. That's a good question. I bet $60.
Oh,
They also say they're working on the definitive releases of the works of Kiyotaka Surasaki, including one of the original Exorcast favorites, Orozoko the Embalmer. Yeah, that's what the reaction I expect.
Another version of it?
Yeah, they say in the meantime they'll be releasing a limited edition DVD with a crowback cover to their VHS release, but that they will also be they're working on like a definitive box set supposedly.
Look here, I went through this phase. All right, I seen this movie. I seen junk films. I don't need to ever see it again. Okay, and I went as far as I knew a guy that was like, man, I really want these movies. I made a deal and he got them because I didn't want to ever see them again. And now here comes a special edition of them, right? But I don't think I want to own them. I don't get no pleasure out of seeing real autopsies and
That's what I'm saying.
Eli bought Orozoko. We watched his tape, and I mean, we reviewed it. I didn't much care for it.
That's why I was going.
It was sad.
That.
It's not like it was a gross out film or anything. It was just sad.
Yeah, I have a lot more interest in this box set with Visions of Suffering and all that stuff. And even that, you're telling me it must be apparently overrated, right? Like Philosophy of a Knife is 3 hours long. I've never seen the movie. Is it that bad? Is it?
I didn't finish it.
It's what I'm saying. From what I heard from a lot of people, it's just a part of the movie is them talking about these things because I've never seen it either. A part of the movie is them talking about these things that what is it? They're Nazis, I think, right? Or that they were doing in their experiments, and that's maybe like a third of the movie, and the rest of it is exactly, and then the rest of it is now we're going to show you all of it. Yeah,
I just don't understand the odds of him being able to go out and get the main 3 movies that everybody talks about they want. The only one missing from this equation is Cannibal. Like Unearthed did a Blu-ray or a DVD of Cannibal that everybody wants. It's like an obscene amount of money right now. But he gets these 3 movies I've heard everybody talk about. Are they by the same director by chance? Or is it just a coinky dink that he's got these 3 movies that Unearthed had that they don't have anymore?
I think they are by the same director because it says Andrei Sukhanov or Eisenhoff on the box set. So.
Yeah. And then like Men Behind the Sun. Now who released that old DVD? I have the old DVD of Men Behind the Sun.
I have no idea.
And I've only heard about it. I've never watched it.
That's what I'm saying. I've never seen it. I've just heard about
it. Like this is stuff that I guess back in the early 2000s when people were seeing it for the first time. It's pretty shocking. But from what I've seen and what you've seen, it ain't gonna be nothing more than bad effects here and there for the most part. I mean, I put it in a group of like Salo or whatever at this point. You know?
Yeah, that's appropriate level, or in that realm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kino Lorber announced 4K, Ultra HD Mad Max. So
I guess Scream Factory lost the rights.
I think that was a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna buy that.
I'm gonna be interested in it. I would have been, if it had been all of them, I'd have been a little more inclined. But
they seem to have issues doing 4K things of whole collections. See, for example, Good, Bad, the Ugly, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, I just don't understand why Scream Factory didn't try to keep these things and do their own 4Ks.
I don't know what Scream Factory's doing since they keep going to their own vault now.
I think the only
I don't think they know what they're doing.
They haven't put out any horror 4Ks. They did a 4K of The Deer Hunter, I think. And then they did like 4Ks of like space and stuff like that. Basically just stuff to show off 4K transfers. What 4K can do is like, oh, here's what 4K can do. Here's 4K space. That type of stuff. But I don't know. Like there's a lot of stuff they put out that I don't know why they haven't went back to the well. Like they keep putting out steelbooks galore. Like here's a steelbook. Here's a steelbook. Why not just go up above that and do a 4K?
Well, probably because the reason they do that is slipcovers are the top of the mountain, and they already do that on their first release. But just below that is probably steelbook.
Yeah, it must be.
You know what I mean? So as long as
they gotta get on that Synapse trend and do a slipcase over a steelbook.
Oh, now don't go too far. You'll make people's heads explode.
Mill Creek does that already.
Yes, but does any... No, not going to say it. Not going to say it. No.
Look here, buddy. Mill Creek. People used to joke about Mill Creek.
Yeah, I stopped myself because
Okay.
you're right.
Their new stuff is not bad. It looks good. They've got some really nice looking steel books to where the art, the slipcase blends in with the steel book to create like this new art deal. You know.
And they also have been instrumental, at least, in keeping some stuff in print. To be honest, like, I'm going to back off on that because
they've got 4,000, Ultraman releases right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they have a shitload of Andy Sidaris films?
Yep. I mean, Hard Ticket to Hawaii on
and now they're putting them on Blu-ray.
Hard Ticket to Hawaii and Malibu Express on Blu-ray. That's really all you need.
I just bought Hard Ticket to Hawaii. I've never seen it.
It's good. It's so bad. It's good.
To be fair, isn't that the entirety of Andy Sidaris' filmography?
These are movies you'd see late night on HBO when you were a kid. Like, it's not porn, but it's got enough boobs in it to justify it. If you
I meant you just said so bad.
Guns, explosions, and boobs, right?
Exactly.
Well, the original box set they did of 10 movies, I think 10, was Girls, Guns, and G-Strings.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I
have that one, actually, and I will tell you, if it is anything like that box set, because I know they're just goofy, stupid fun, that's why I have it. But on the DVDs, at least, you could highlight the leg of the model on the menu, and it would, honest to God, since it's relevant now, it would pull up clips of Joe Bob talking about the movie on Up All Night or Monster Vision.
Wow.
So maybe they'll put those as Blu-ray special features. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
I haven't seen them yet, and I've got like all of them so far. So
see if there's an Easter egg, because they hid them on the ones I have. So
maybe there is. They got introductions with Julia. What's her name? Julia. She's in a bunch of them. Yes, her and the director on a lot of them.
I'm hoping they were. I thought she was. No, she did not die. That's right. They said she died, and then everyone went, no, she didn't die. Mm-hmm. So I think she's alive still and doing okay now. But there was a period where everybody thought she was going to pass away.
Yeah. But these movies are her in her glory days.
That and half of Troma's 90s output.
Yes.
See Witchcraft, see Tales from the Crapper.
Mm-hmm.
We need
a giant... No. You need to see Tales from the Crapper just for the extras when they try to figure out what happened to all this money that Lloyd gave somebody to make this movie. I mean, it's supposed to be this big budget Troma movie in the same vein as like their Romeo and Juliet and all the good stuff, And he gives them all this money, and it's just he turns them in like basically shot on video quality, and nobody knows where the money went. So, yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, like I said though, Bill, we talked about this in chat. We'll talk about it here. Mill Creek has their own streaming service.
Yes.
And you use the codes that come with the movies to get them digitally. Now, obviously, they don't work on Vudu, which is a bummer because I like to have all my stuff in the same spot. But you go to the website Movie Spree, and you can, if you buy the 50-pack from them, all 50 movies gets redeemed on the thing. But you can put it on. You go online and watch it, or you can put it on a Roku box. I don't know smart TVs. I couldn't get it on mine, so it is neat to have them though. And apparently, they'll be there forever, like any other digital copy. So, been a lot cooler if it's Vudu though.
Definitely.
Thus,
what was that?
Y'all got quiet there. I said, thus concludes this episode of the Exorcast because y'all got quiet there.
The news. I mean, I was about to check and see if Unearthed had announced anything, and then I realized that apparently you have to join a group to even find that stuff out.
I am in that group.
Well, then, do you have any news from Unearthed Films? Because I'm not.
They're working on the final specs for live feed right now, so that's coming out soon.
Chuck, you just watched In Search of Darkness, right?
I've seen half of it.
Because
they're making a sequel to that, by the way.
I was going to say, comes out in.
Was it going to be the 90s?
No.
Still
More
80s.
of the same. More of the same. Yeah.
Comes out in October.
I crowdfunded it, so I get emails.
I don't know, boys. I don't know. I mean, I like it. It's great, but it's 4 hours and something long. It's like creeping in on 5 hours. Like WrestleMania, that's WrestleMania length,
You don't say that
Not
about
quite.
Nightmare on. You don't say that about Never Sleep Again or Crystal Lake Memories. I'm just saying. But But
maybe I should quit trying to watch it so late at night
that
because
was,
I started at 12. I got 2 hours in, and I'm like, I ain't gonna make it. So
yeah, they send me updates every so often. So I got an update actually 2 or 3 days ago, and it says, "quote We are waist deep into the edit of In Search of Darkness Part 2 as we concurrently conduct brand new interviews and assemble the material for scripting and editing sessions. This time around, we are exploring even more eccentric, deep-cut horror gems with a world view, as well as focusing on select one-on-one individual interview sessions. I'm excited to share this worthy follow-up to In Search of Darkness with everyone this fall."
how do you get to be one of these talking heads in these documentaries?
I think that depends.
I've been doing this for 12 years. Why don't they ever ask me to do this?
That's on you. I don't know.
I mean, it's like I got asked to do something similar for a documentary about physical media. Of course, that may be because I'm obviously a hoarder of all things physical media. But I see all these people, that I know, some of them I'm even friends with, being these talking heads here, during these documentaries from like Daily Dead and stuff like that, and they never want to talk to me. I wonder why.
I think we all know why.
Yeah, probably.
They also
My
have,
reputation precedes.
what's up? Your
I said my
reputation precedes you? Yeah.
yes.
They also have watch parties that they do. Apparently, they have a Discord app and they do watch parties. So by the time this episode goes up, this particular one I'm about to discuss will be over. But on August 30th, they're going to do Maniac Cop with William Lustig watching as well. Sunday the
Wow.
30th, we'll be gathering together on Discord to sync up our copies of Demons with. Well, they typoed. They had to have typoed because the picture shows Maniac Cop. Anyway, Maniac Cop on the 30th. And then this will be up long before this other one. On September 13th, they're going to do a watch party of Friday the 13th, Part 7.
Well, yeah, because this is going up on the 1st, I think.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They'll miss that one, but if you are interested at all, try and find information about the In Search of Darkness Part 2 Discord, and they'll be doing a watch party for Friday the 13th 7 on the 13th of September.
This is totally random. You mentioned Demons. That reminds me, where's the Blu-ray for Black Demons at?
What was it that just got announced?
Killing Birds?
Yes, thank you. That is what I forgot to talk about. Vinegar Syndrome, decided to finally fill in the killer bird-shaped hole in everybody's zombie collection by putting out Zombie 5.
But it don't say Zombie 5 on it, though.
No, it doesn't. People actually asked them if they could get it. There were people in their group chat in Facebook, asking them for a special slipcover that had Zombie 5 on it. And I'm like, do you think you're talking to Severin here? I mean,
there's always a chance that, like, if you just get the basic version, that the reverse cover says Zombie 5.
Oh, sure, absolutely. It might be on the inside. They haven't announced.
That'd be the one I use if it's true.
Of course. But,
I kind of want that slipcase, and I'm not a slipcase guy. I don't care, but that looks fucking awesome.
Well, theirs are thick though.
They're
really nice slipcases.
It's a great looking slipcase, but that's the thing. That movie hasn't been in print forever. Like it was an old Media Blaster Shriek Show release.
I still have my DVD. Like I said, I got rid of all my old Shriek Show DVDs when I got the Blu-rays of everything. Just to save room. What are you shaking your head for? What are you shaking your head for? You
got rid of them, basically. I think.
Well, why would you keep them?
Still got mine. Got the Blu-rays too.
Yeah, but you're not running out of room.
Mine are literally in boxes in my basement.
Yep,
well, see, what's
I have a
that?
storage unit 1 floor below me. Yeah.
Hey,
because eventually I'll have a bigger house.
Maybe some kid will go get these, and get them and discover them for the first time, right? Because I got rid of them.
Because you're
I'm giving back.
To the community,
I'm giving back. Okay.
Chuck Connor, giving back to the community.
If I have a Blu-ray of Zombie 4, I'm never going back to watch the DVD of Zombie 4. Ever.
That depends on the special features on it, but yeah.
All of them was imported over.
As if they were, that's fine. But yeah.
Did you give your Zombie Freak Show up?
No. I still have all my copies of Zombie.
You got both copies? You got the standard, and then you got the one with the slipcase?
Yes.
Let's check.
The fake autograph poster.
Wait a minute. I only have the one that had the slipcase.
You don't have the other one.
I didn't know there was another one.
Oh man, yeah. It's just the normal DVD. Same thing. Just doesn't have the slipcase, doesn't have the poster. Oh,
I have the Blue Underground one.
Oh man.
The Blue Underground one.
Yeah, I do too.
And I have the Blue Underground Blu-ray and the Blue Underground 4K, and I
Yeah,
have the Anchor Bay DVD, and
yeah.
I've got the Wizard Video VHS tape.
From the fake Wizard video.
So I mean, it was the same company, obviously, but it's like, what
Sort
are we
of.
gonna do? You gonna bust out you voodoo copies on me now, Vincent? You voodoo?
He's showing you the poster behind
Yeah.
his head.
I have a poster that's not that big, obviously, but I have a poster.
Did yours hang in a movie theater in the United States?
Oh.
Did you see that hanging in a movie theater in the United States?
It's got the code on the bottom, buddy.
Well, some people have better jobs than other people, so they're able to afford such things. There you go. That's what I said about that.
What I was gonna say.
If anybody watching would like to donate me a poster of Zombie, just to show this guy, what's what, message me. I'll give you my address. I'll even give you
We'll
one of
send you a
these
copy
for
of
it.
Screwdriver.
I'll give you one of these for it.
And a morbid copy too.
No, I don't have any more of
I
those.
know. I'm messing with you.
Somebody legit messaged me today wanting a copy of Morbid. I was like, I don't have it. And apparently they can't find one right now. Oh, look at that. Look, he must have
Don't
one.
mind me. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Oh no, I think I know what he's gonna go do actually. So we'll see.
Yeah.
No, what I was
You have
gonna
anything?
say is
Yes.
what I was gonna say is if Vinegar Syndrome's doing Zombie 5,
Mm-hmm.
then they'd be my best guess. They or Severin would be my best guess for who'd pick up anything like Black Demons,
Or
Church.
Demons 3 too.
Yeah, I say Black Demons, the Church, Demons 3, the Ogre.
The church got put out.
Church got put out by Ronan, and so did
Yeah.
the Sect. But they kind of stopped doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
What you got there? What you got?
I think I know what he's got.
There it is.
You said it. You brought it on
There it
yourself.
is.
I knew it was going to happen when you said it.
Yep, there it is.
Brought it on yourself there, pal.
You gotta give that to me.
I don't think he's done, you know.
Oh yeah. How many did Vincent sell all of his?
I don't know.
Oh, he knows
I've got
what
like
he has.
6 more.
All hard boxes, right? What was the movie y'all had that you could push the button on and it played the movie on the front of the case? What was that? Remember that it was like a.
It was. I don't have
it. Wasn't
it.
zombie.
It was Nightmare City.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was Zombie or Nightmare City, but it's impressive. It's impressive. But I have all the stateside releases for the most part.
I have a Nightmare City over there that is in a cardboard box that looks like a VHS tape, and when you open it up, it's got a DVD in it about this big of the movie.
Wow. Well, how many copies of Nightmare City does one man need?
One. That's how many I have.
I think I have 2.
I have the Arrow one. That's all I got of it.
I think I have 3.
I don't even like Nightmare City that much. But
I've got the original DVD. I've got the Arrow, and then I've got that one from said Austrian company that I can't think of.
Boys, there was a time when I was like, I don't want to get rid of nothing. I have 5 copies
buy the Blu-ray of Nightmare City, you know. There is a Blu-ray of Nightmare City out now by Raro Video. Just saying. I have no idea how wild it is, but there is.
I had that, and of course I got the Arrow version. But it's like I realized, as I got older, that I didn't need like 16 copies of, Night of the Living Dead and all that stuff. So
yeah, those pile up when you buy too many Mill Creek sets.
They do.
With that.
Hey Chuck, this one's still sealed.
Oh yeah. You gotta send it to me. Christmas coming up, You don't need it.
If we don't stop, he's just gonna keep pulling things out and showing the camera for a while.
Keep showing them off. People's gonna want an unboxing of it. Yeah, there it is.
There you go. Free unboxing for everybody.
No, that's it. This is the one that was already opened.
No, I'm just playing. I'm saying right there. You just did it. There you go.
Maybe you can send that with my copy of Crossbear that you never sent me, and you can send it my direction.
You need a copy of Crossbear? I got one.
I got one
too. You supposed to send me a copy of Crossbear, was it you?
I don't think so.
I think it was years ago. How many copies do you have of it right now?
I think legitimately Adam sent me a ton to when we did that
What?
Halloween giveaway,
You was gonna send me one, and you
and I
never did.
sent at least 10 of them out,
Hmm.
and
Now they're out of print.
well, yeah, but I think I've got like 3 of them laying around here that aren't my copies that are signed by Adam and maybe Natalie,
Yeah, well, you was gonna give me one, and you never did.
because there were 2 versions of Crossbear on DVD,
Yeah, there's toe tag, and then there was the original one.
and
These
I've
are
got
rare.
both of
These are,
those,
mhm.
and I know one. I may have 3. I think I've got one that he shoved a page of a Bible in that's been
I
ripped
don't want
out
that one.
and scribbled
I want
across.
that. Give me the least blasphemous one you have. That's what I want.
I don't think I have one of those.
I say it's
Oh,
Crossbear, man. That's not possible.
that's okay. Well, yeah, that's true. Well, but as long as it doesn't have any, screwed up Bible page in it, I'll
I
be
mean,
happy.
granted, it's not Zombie Christ, but it's not much
I,
possible.
I've not seen that. Is there a zombie Christ?
I've
It's a
still
Bill Z. Bub movie.
Oh, I don't think I want to see
I've
that then.
barely seen any of it, and
Ant Farm Dicko. We
But
fucking reviewed that shit.
he gave a copy of that to Blaine at the Nashville convention thing. It's like if a good-looking girl went by, he was like, "Here's a copy of the movie." I didn't get a free copy of the movie. You know?
Well, look
all
at
I'm
you.
going to say about Bill Z. Bub is you said earlier on that you reach a point where you realize you kind of don't want to get involved with certain things when you get older. Yeah, I reached
Mhm.
that point with Bill Z. Bub.
Yeah. Bills the
He's
Bub needs to reach that point. You know?
he's
Well, you know,
super cool though.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But I'm just like I said, I have no although he did have Dollar Morte, which is a movie where he basically just took all of his action figures and made a movie out of it.
oh well, I mean that's this.
That's
That's
awesome.
what you
Like
did. Yeah,
one of the legit characters was a Big Boss Man action figure.
yeah,
So,
it's legitimately that. Yeah,
and like the
that's
main
not a
character,
joke. That's actually exactly what it is.
remember that Jesus action figure that came out years ago? Like a little bitty action figure of Jesus. That was like the main character of the movie.
I forget who it was. Was it Wild Eye that released it on
Yeah,
DVD?
it was one
Yeah.
of their first ones.
Yeah.
My good buddy Rob.
And before we go rolling down a road talking about Wild Eye and Rob again, we should probably
Good,
jump to.
good
We
place to
should
end
end
it.
this episode and go to the next episode.
Yes. So thanks for watching. Come back next week for Beyond the Door 3. And like, subscribe, share all that bullshit that you're supposed to do on YouTube, and talk to us in the comments because it's fun, or Twitter, or
Yes.
whatever the fuck.
Wherever.
Where?
So check the shut up.
Yes.